Okay, we're in the verse number 177. All things arise from the condition. Dependent origination has no inherent nature and is empty. Because it is empty, it has to arise in accordance with the conditions. Thus are all things established. The meaning of the middle way in both existence and emptiness has been discussed above. Okay, basically, we are still in the Prajna Paramita. So Prajna Paramita, we are in the number 1, is about the Madhyamaka. So Madhyamaka is about the emptiness. So we'll go through, we will try to compare 3 of the system. So number 1, this one is about what? Dependent origination has no inherent nature and is empty, you see. So based on, among other, the Prajna and the Madhyamika scripture, so these are the first priority of the Indian, how all things are related and how the karmic result of good and evil, and the confusing transmigration of the birth and death, okay, see. So let's take a look. Second one is, it was necessary to establish what cause of practice could lead to nirvana and the completion of the body. 2 great doctrine of the accumulation of suffering and the way to extinction. See? Okay, the last one is those that reveal the non-existence of the self-emptiness and the birthlessness reveal the whole truth, you see. So we could, number 83 and 84 as a references, you see. Okay, so we begin with the news paragraph. Okay, Sally, can you please read the paragraph?
The Prajna Paramita Sutra, the Mula Madhyamaka, Karika, and other scriptures likewise extensively proclaim that the non-existence of inherent nature, emptiness, and neither production nor extinction are the ultimate teachings, and that they reveal the whole truth with well-defined principles. According to this position, the self and all things are worldly and conventional establishments. From the karmic results of birth and death and to the attainment of the accomplishment of the 3 vehicles and even nirvana, all things are established upon conditional existence. All things exist only in name, only conventionally. All things in ordinary worldly existence are established by perception to name and speech. But based on the extraordinary investigation, they have no inherent nature and cannot be established. This is the establishment of all things based on fundamental impermanence, as opposed to the establishment of everything based on real characteristics. As in the Prajna Paramita Sutra explains, the world has names such as Srotanpana and even Arhat, Vajakabuddha, and Buddha. But in the Supreme Reality, there's no knowledge, no attainment, no Srotanpana, and no Buddha. In the world's terminology of the 6 transmigratory states are different, but according to the Supreme Reality, they are not. In Supreme Reality, there's no karma or result. Also, the self is like an illusion or a dream. The Buddha way is like the illusion or a dream. I say nirvana is also like an illusion or a dream. If there is something surpassing nirvana, I say it is also like illusion or a dream. This is the real proof that everything is like an illusion or a dream and is only conventionally designed and mundanely established. The Madhyamikans who thoroughly understands the profound view of the empty nature mere name system says that matter and mind, defilement and purity, worldly and world transcending things are conventional establishments, conventional destinations, and arise from conditions. This is actually the fundamental position that is taught by the Buddha in the Xing Yi Gong Jing Sutra on the emptiness of ultimate truth. Everything that arises from conditions exists as conventional destination. Extraordinary investigation reveals that everything is empty without inherent nature, and that is not a single Dharma can be established.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, finish. Let's see. One more paragraph. Okay, class, take a look. This one is very famous for Nagarjuna. It's a Mula Madhyamika Karika. So remember, you see, from here, it keep on repeat non-existing of inherent nature, emptiness, neither production nor extinction, you see. Non-self, everything is conventionally established. Okay, sometimes we may feel quite surprised of, how come I keep on mentioning all these things? Actually, in order to know better, we have to know the background, you see. Let's take a look. This is the background of the history, you see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, you see. So Nagarjuna, I mean, it's the time for the Madhyamaka. It's about, I mean, 1st to the 3rd century, you see. Actually, before the Madhyamaka, they are together with all the different school of thought, especially for the Sarvastivada. Let me check. Sarvastivada, here is it. Basically, actually, they are all stays together. All of them are Mahayana, Sarvastivada, a certain period, they all stays together. So Nagarjuna, you know what Sarvastivada happened to them, you know? Actually, it's about, I mean, just 200 years before Christ, Sarvastivada, they are, most of them are, they are in the northern part of the Indian. And some, they just keep on doing a lot of academic study. So they come out a lot of Abhidhamma. And they end up too many details. And finally, until they ignore what happened to the public. You see, that's why the Indian finally, they don't like the Buddhism. And then what they try to do, they opt for the Hinduism, you see. Why? Because the Sarvastivada at this time, they just most of the monks, they just study only and then do a very academic study. This is why for Nagarjuna, you see, why they talk about all this type of thing, emptiness, the thing without any entity nature, because they really want to fight over with the Sarvastivada. Because Sarvastivada, they over academic study, so they try to correct it. That's why, if let's say, remember in the very beginning, the class, they always mention there's no such thing at the true entity, right? So we say when we analyze everything to the finest particle, for Sarvastivada and also for the Theravada, they say the final one, this one is the truth. Okay, but for Mahayana, they say no, this is not the truth. Okay, how come this thing will happen? It's because at that time they all stay together. Mahayana think that they know Shakyamuni better. According to Shakyamuni, the finest particle, no matter mentality or materiality, it should be empty. But for the Sarvastivada, they insist that no, when you analyze the thing to the finest part, this is the real thing. And this is the final, you can analyze certain more, you see. So this is argument point at that time. That's why once we read, once we do the reading, especially for this Mula Madhyamaka Karika, so we will feel that, oh, how come there's a lot of like debating, they try the reason why they cut all this theory is because they want to correct what they think the Sarvastivada, which is wrong at that time. See or not? Okay. But anyway, nowadays, even though theoretically we say that, oh, this is a condition, this is not true. But according to the meditation which is available nowadays in the market, Theravada is still the best. Because now we can't find where can we get the yoga achara meditation? Where can we get the Madhyamaka meditation? We can't get it. So far, I don't know. You try to find out. You find out, okay, that's fine. We try to use it. But if you're going to find out, we need to say what the Madhyamaka that keep mentioned is theoretically, they're using logic way to debate with the Sarvastivada. Okay, but nowadays, Theravada, they are still able to maintain the meditation skills. But what the meditation skill is, finally, the finest part, this is the truth one. But anyway, I mean, for this, even though the finest particle is the truth, they're still able to realize a non-self. Because a non-self is enough already to experience the Nibbana. Non-self is already enough already. See now. So let's take a look. So next time, if let's say you go to the Madhyamaka Karika, then you will understand that how come they keep on debating. The reason is they try to debate with the Theravada. So according to this picture, I think I sent you before. This is their end, the main target. Whatever they talk, they are targeting on the Sarvastivada. But sometimes the text that don't mention Theravada, then we will confuse it. How come you keep on mentioning all these things only? So let's take a look. This is actually it's the signature from who? Madhyamaka Karika. This is the signature from Nagarjuna. Let's take a look. Mula Madhyamaka Karika. This is the signature from Nagarjuna, we can say so. Mula Madhyamaka Karika. See, this is the word. In Chinese, we call it as a Zhonglun. Zhonglun. Okay, so this is in Mandarin. Let me check for you. Okay, this is in Mandarin. 2 words only. 2 words only, but it's very, I mean, in Chinese Buddhism, but not temple chanting, devotee know it well. But basically now, all these things, because the devotee in temple, they just do the chanting, they don't really go through the text. You can talk who are your target. Maybe number one, for those they don't do the chanting only, they do the sutra study. So if they do the sutra study, basically either maybe they follow like Erti, we are do a lot of sutra study, or they join the university to academic study. Either learn from a monk or from the university, some professor. Okay. But anyway, for the time for the Nagarjuna and Asanka, basically academic study, they are integrated together with the meditation. Even though they do academic study, but they meditate, like what happened in the Myanmar. Okay, but nowadays, what happened in the professor in the university? Some they use Buddhism study as they just write a thesis only, okay. But some they got a few wives, they drink alcohol, they do all this, like what happened in Japan. Japan, they drink alcohol. I remember my principal said he go to look for his his lecturer to approve his thesis. Once about the Buddhism thesis. So when he able to see his professor already in drunken. So he is in the drunken state to see his Buddhism thesis. You see, so something will happen in this way. But 1,000 years ago, it doesn't happen. There's no separation. Basically, the academic study, they're also good in meditation, but now separate already. Okay, so that's what's happening now. But if let's say, okay, in Theravada, okay, Mr. Leong, if in Theravada, the monk, if they, let's say, will they study the Nikaya thoroughly, maybe the whole thing, then they will say, okay, from the Nikaya whole perspective, okay, the right meditation should be fourth jhana, or they usually maybe just quote one sutra only. So which one tendency you notice, Mr. Leong? On the mic, please.
Actually, according Kaya, there are different and many methods of achieving Nibbana or meditation. Like for example, the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the 4 foundations of mindfulness. These some others also because there are many different methods.
No,
not only one single method.
What I mean is, Mr. Leong, the Theravada monk you met, they will do the way, meaning to say they will read through all the Nikaya and do the conclusion, or maybe some they will just prefer put one Nikaya and conclude and be conclusive. That
I'm not go through all the Nikayas, then it's very good. But if they do not have time, then they'll pick up and select the necessary or appropriate suttas to quote.
Yeah, you see, Mr. Leong, actually depends on what monk you met. Actually, I think they got time to read lah. Am I right? It's whether they are under the traditional temple or maybe they're exposed to academic study. If they're exposed to academic study, basically for objective, they will read through all and have a conclusion. But if they are under traditional one, they just follow what the teacher passed by and they just simply do some good thing. What I'm trying to mean, Mr. Leong, since if you're exposed to academic study, if possible, sometime at the conclusion, you can just try to read more. It could be different a little bit. The Nikaya, you read more because some of the Orthodox one, they don't really go through. Then maybe they just put one sutra on it. But actually, whatever you want to find the source, you can get one. Am I right? Nikaya got so many. We just want to find something to support you. It's not difficult. But the thing is whether it's objective or not. It's the point, you see.
Sometimes also they get it from the Dharma also.
Yeah. So that's why, okay. So meaning to say that the ability to go back to original text is very crucial. Because finally, if we as a monk, if you learn from 2 or 3 monks, they say differently, you need to go back to original text. Okay, so that is the point.
Yes.
Okay, so this is recorded as a Zhonglun, you know this. Now let's take a look. Madhyamaka Karika, how you see root verses on the middle way in English translation, you see abbreviated as MMK Madhyamaka school of Mahayana Buddhist philosophy. It was composed by Nagarjuna. This is very famous around 150 CE. He is the representative for the Madhyamaka. Madhyamaka is the core, is the important is the important part of Mahayana. Madhyamaka, and also one more other school is the Yogacara. Both are major school of the Mahayana. Okay, so they are the one. They adopt the perception somewhat opposite with the Theravada or Sarvastivada. Now you see or not? You see, and can make use of the reductious. You see, reductious argument, meaning try to analyze the thing. You see, okay, let me check whether correct. Reductio. Oh, what is this? Reductio. It's the logic, you see. Okay. Remember previously, I mentioned that they're using logic way to deny that there's an entity, right? Reductio, and argumentum, and what is this English? A negation introduction in the form of argument, you see. So this is the way they want to overrule the theory that there's there's an entity in the finally, you see, and it had a major impact on the subsequent development of Buddhist thought, you see, especially in Tibetan Buddhism. This is why in Tibetan Buddhism, class, take a look, they are quite good in, we call it as the debating, you see, Tibetan monk debate. So this is greatly influenced them, you see. If possible, you go to Tibetan, you're able to visit the Tibetan monastery. You can have a look. So the monks, they themselves will try to debate to each other. Okay, you see or not? This type of the culture is developed from Nagarjuna. They get the Nagarjuna. Basically, they have a very strict rules for the debate. Number one, if let's say we want to debate karma, this word. Number one, what is our reference? For example, we want to debate based on the Abhidhamma Gussa. So you can't quote the other, must persist to this Abhidhamma. Okay, maybe certain chapter. Okay, certain chapter. So in the very beginning, make sure the reference we are equal first. Okay, then we start to debate. So meaning to say, so that's why actually Tibetan monks, they're very good in debate, but just maybe a language problem. What we understand Tibetan monk is just Fa Hui, chanting, or money, all these things. Am I right? But we don't know actually the expertise is in debate. You see, they spend 3 years just to debate the Abhidhamma, learn the Abhidhamma. But maybe language problem, they're handicapped by the language. So they all come, we don't know the expertise in this Mula Madhyamaka actually. So next time possible, you make a Tibetan monk, if you really gone through the education, so you can ask this thing. But of course, the language, you must be able to speak good language, then you get, what they learn, you can really see it. You see, okay, so this is regards to Mula Madhyamaka. If you prefer, you can just go further reading. Let's take a look. See or not? Okay. Okay, commentary, modern scholarly interpretation, all this. Okay, for those actually English act people who will go through, I think, who will really go through, maybe they are the one who joined the maybe correspondence course in Kanxiang or degree course, master course. They are the one, especially in Sri Lanka. Academic study is quite common and popular in Sri Lanka for English act people. Okay, yeah, Mr. Long, question, yes.
See, for this tradition, how do they debate?
How what? I don't hear.
For this traditional Mahayana tradition, how do they debate?
How do they debate? You mean, right?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
debate? Oh, yeah, same as I mentioned. You see, okay, Mr. Long, like we want to debate with just the karma. Okay, so number one, just now you see how they will try to just try to clap. Okay, so as I say, okay, maybe based on karma, based on Nikaya, I say, okay, right samadhi is jhana. Reply me. Then now you reply to me based on Nikaya. You say, oh, maybe you say, okay, according to Nikaya, right jhana, right samadhi might not be for jhana because I can quote some sutra that upachara samadhi can become the right samadhi. Then you again you apply again. Then I absorb it. I will take it. Then I say no. There's only one text in the Nikaya only. How can you say that it is signature? I apply again. Then you say maybe you would rebut me. You say, oh, even though one Nikaya, meaning to say somebody able to do it, you cannot deny. You cannot conclude that just the jhana is in the right samadhi without the upachara samadhi. That is the debate. They will try to speak in this way. Okay, Mr. Long, get it?
Okay, thank you very much.
This is how the
Thank you.
debate. Okay, the situation. Okay, next, let's take a look. Okay, all right. Yeah, so this is all the thing actually repeating here. The self and all things are worldly and conventionally established. So this is the strong point for Madhyamaka. So they said everything is conventionally established. I think this everything is conventionally established. It is Abhidharma also use this way to describe. Maybe Nikaya, I don't think so. Mr. Leong, do you have the impression that Nikaya using the conventional truth, using the conventional words to label the whole world we know? Do Nikaya mention that or not?
Since I'm not very much in the Nikayas, I cannot comment.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. So basically, in my impression, they are not really used this type of words to describe. Sometimes in Buddhism, there will be some development. You need to say that in a very stage of Nikaya. Sometimes the theory is not fully developed. So we go to second stage, Nikaya to Abhidharma. Abhidharma make it more complete. So they will talk about, okay, people when pass away, there will be Andarabhava, and Andarabhava itself is carry on the reincarnation. So the Andarabhava concept actually not very obvious in Nikaya, then we say, oh, Andarabhava is good, you see. So we know this in the Abhidharma, and then sometimes this theory will fully develop in Mahayana. So this is why there is a splitting regarding the Andarabhava. In Theravada, we never see them do the Chaudu Fa Hui, because without perception of Andarabhava, how can you do Chaudu Fa Hui? But for Mahayana, especially Mahayana temple, we will see them, oh, they do Chaudu. Why? Because they recognize Andarabhava. So Andarabhava is the medium for us to help so that they can reincarnate. See, so that is the why there's a different. Sometimes we also can't tell when starts bleeding. We don't know. Just finally, our text their text they don't see Andarabhava, but our text we see got Andarabhava. You see, but don't know when start the thing. Okay, so this is why people sometimes you prefer thinking you will try to pick up the course regarding the different school of thought, because some people enjoy by knowing the differences between the different school and try to trace out when the differences start. Some people they like it very much. It's considered academic study lah. Okay, the next, let's take a look. Now we see only a name, only conventionally, you see. The world has the name, you see, but in the supreme reality, there's no knowledge. So you see, in Mula Madhyamaka, there's a double truth. What we call as a conventional truth, one is a reality truth. Always keep on mentioning this only, you see. In reality truth, there's no karma or result, you see now. Okay, reference number 86. Can you check for me? 86. I thought might be Mula Madhyamaka Karika or Prashna Paramita. 86. This is correct.
is PS. Is PS.
PS.
Panchavisati.
Panchavisati. Oh.
Sahasraki Prashna Paramita.
Yeah, Prashna Paramita.
Ama Prashna Paramita lah. Okay, this one, this is, I mean, the core teaching of the middle school lah. You see. So this is the real proof that everything is like illusion or dream lah. And it's only conventionally designated and mandately established. You see. So this is the core unit lah. So we are living in a conventionally designated and mandately established world. So this is the world. So we still follow all the rules in our conventional world, even though everything is empty. The tea is also very good for me. Even though everything I know is empty. Okay. Okay, now we go to the next paragraph. Okay, Elena, your turn to read. Not yet finished. Let's see. Conventional establishment. Okay, we repeat the same thing only. Okay, next paragraph, Elena, please. Okay.
This does not mean that emptiness, the non-existence of an inherent nature, annihilates everything and denies the establishment of all things. However, on the contrary, if things were not empty and without an inherent nature, but instead had an inherent nature, then there would be things with a fixed existence. A thing that really existed and had an inherent nature would not need to arise from conditions. In such a case, that which had not arisen could not arise. That which had not become extinct could not become extinct. And ordinary people would remain ordinary people and could not become Buddhas. Fortunately, because of emptiness, everything has to arise from conditions. Relying on causes and conditions, all things can be established. Those doing good will get good rewards, while those doing evil will get evil retributions. Those who are confused will transmigrate through the cycle of birth and death, while those who are enlightened will be liberated. Moreover, relying on the dependent origination of empty nature, one will neither be attached to birth and death nor abide in nirvana, but will instead extensively practice the bodhisattva deeds to become a Buddha. If there is no emptiness, nothing can be established. With emptiness, everything can be established. This is explained in the chapter Contemplating the Four Truths. In the Mula Madhyamaka Karika, and is firmly evidenced in the Treatise on Averting Arguments. Through such quotations as relying on the existence of emptiness, all things can be established. And whoever has attained this emptiness has attained the truth. All things are established according to dependent origination in accord with emptiness.
Okay, thank you so much.
Only one paragraph more, very small paragraph.
Oh yeah. Please finish it. Okay.
Thus, from the perspective of the conventional establishment of the world, everything is like an illusion. From the perspective of non-existence of an inherent nature, everything is empty. Illusory existence does not contradict empty nature, and empty nature does not contradict illusory existence. The middle way in which emptiness and conventional existence, as well as two truths simultaneously exist without contradiction, is the teaching of the whole truth according to the empty nature tradition. This presentation is identical to the earlier discussion on Prashna Paramita.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, finish. So let's take a look. Actually, for this few paragraph, you try to mention number one, even though everything is empty, but it doesn't mean that empty karma doesn't exist. Okay, karma still there's a karma. There's a good and there's still a bad. Okay, so meaning to say that by no way emptiness, it doesn't mean annihilation. I don't know how to pronounce these words. Elena, can you pronounce to me these words?
Annihilates.
Annihilates, meaning to say, right, emphasize on emptiness doesn't annihilate everything. So number one. Second point, once due to this emptiness, meaning to say that as a normal human, we can become a Buddha. It's a possible. If let's say everything is fixed, meaning to say Buddha is the Buddha, human is a human. We cannot become a Buddha. So that's the point. Okay. So the third one is both conventional truth and ultimate truth. They do not contradict each other. So that is the point. So actually, I don't know whether you realize or not, if you know this or not. Many things just keep on repeat on me. From the very beginning, it mentioned regards this, but you put different original text to support that. That is how is the Madhyamaka. Not everybody can believe this type of perception of Madhyamaka, meaning to say that we are living in the we are in the illusion, we are living in the world like it's a hallucination, it's not the truth. But everything is it's by condition. Even though Paticca Samubhada itself is illusionarily, conditionally exists. It's not everybody able to accept this. See? So you keep on mentioning here. Then next, let's take a look. You see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Then all things established to the dependent origination according to the existence. See, nothing already. So in next paragraph, in next lesson, we'll start with the false imagination, mere consciousness system. We'll go through another system. Okay. So class, I think it will be interesting for you